Welcome to STARCARD Podcast. Here at STARCARD Podcast, we get a glimpse at the age of Aquarius ahead of us. My name is Breakaway Ray. I like talking about the breakaway civilizations because we're breaking away from the one we're in now. You've tuned into a live tarot throw. Today is October 9th, 2025. So at the beginning of today's show, we have a 3D tarot throw for you where 3 scenarios are going to be presented. It's going to be fun and inspirational and instructional. And then we're going to watch me do an art and science lesson. After that, we're going to show you a couple of books, including one by Ingo Swann called Penetration. Then we're going to throw some cards and ask the tarot world to help us learn more about the process of remote viewing and remote influencing. Then we reach the second part of the show where you get to request a tarot reading. If you'd like a tarot reading for the second part of the show, please hit the top fans button and also type in the chat, tarot please. So this way I see it. If it's in all capitals, it's very easy for me to look at. All right. So when I say 3D tarot throw, you're probably wondering if I'm going to start throwing cards directly at the camera, but you're not going to need the blue and red goggles that you get at the movie theater to see a 3D movie. It's not that kind of 3D. When I say 3D, I mean I got 3 tarot decks. It's 3D Thursday. I'm taking out 3 decks. And from each deck, we're going to get a scenario. And the scenario that we look at is going to be inspirational and instructional, and it's going to be fun. So let's go to the tarot cam and check out some 3D tarot. All right. So you all recognize this deck that I've been working with and learning from. It's called Tarot. It says tarot cards there. But what's wonderful about these cards, of course, is that the words are written right on the card. You learn at light speed with this deck. And then I got this really cool one, although it's kind of hard to see sometimes, without sufficient light, ironically, because it's called Neon Tarot. And this deck is hardly ever used, so it's a fun, smooth shuffle. And then this is one of my favorite decks. It's my very first deck. It's the Stained Glass Tarot. I'm a big fan of stained glass. And this is the one that I started learning from before I ever started podcasting. And then, of course, I got the one with the words on it. And then, again, the learning just accelerated from there. So I'm happy to say, everybody, talk about tarot throw. Okay. I'm happy to say, everybody, that I saved time. And before we went live, I've shuffled all the decks. So we're going to pick 3 cards from each deck and see what the tarot world has to say, because they want to give you some kind of helpful, fun message. All right. So from the first deck, I'm going to go the top card, and then we're going to do a cut. And then we'll take the bottom card. All right. We'll set that deck down there. Great. Then, again, top card, we'll do a cut. We'll take the bottom card. Oh, yeah, all these decks were pre-shuffled, of course. And then from the OG deck, the stained glass deck, the top card, we'll do a cut. Yeah, I think he wanted to go underneath there. And then we'll do the last card off the bottom. Great. Here we go. So let's see what happens here. Let me adjust the light a little bit here. All right, I can deal with that. All right, so we'll start from the stained glass deck. Here we go. The first story is the Page of Cups. I might have to go to the book for some of these. The 9 of Pentacles. Ooh, it's the fruit of your labor, lady. And the 7 of Cups, which is many opportunities. So you know what? Let me get the book real quick and read up on the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups. Where's my magnifying glass? One moment, please. The Page of Cups heralds a wave of creative and emotional opportunities, embodying curiosity and the joy of discovery. It signals intuitive insights and pleasant surprises. Oh, it's the happy surprise guy. Yeah, the Page of Cups, he's the happy surprise guy. There's a happy surprise, everybody. We get to enjoy the fruits of our labor with the Seven of Cups, and there's lots of opportunities involved. Well, talk about having a positive outlook. If you're looking for chances to build on, the day before and, seek out all the opportunities the universe is offering you. This all sounds very promising. I think that's a great outlook to take. Next up, it's the Neon deck. We have the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles guy, he's the one that says, hold on to your money. Okay. Got a couple of globes there. That guy looks magic. He belongs on STARCARD Podcast. Okay. Four of Pentacles. Oh, this is exciting. Who's this? The Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords, you might remember, tells us that something's hidden. Like this Jedi Knight telling us that something's hidden. Somebody's getting away with something. And then the last card is the Three of Swords. Ouch. Ooh, the Three of Swords indicates heartache and pain. So one more time. Hold on to your money. Hold on to what's precious to you, because there's something hidden on the way and it could cause pain. Wait, everybody. I know this one. This is from the Depression era. It's Save for a Rainy Day. Save for a Rainy Day. So this is all like from the 1920s and 30s, isn't it? Feels like my grandparents are in the room with me giving good advice, which I agree with. Look for the silver lining, have a bright, optimistic outlook, and you'll be surprised at all the treasures you can find. Save for a rainy day. Watch this. Another Depression era set of advice. Let's find out. Hey, it's the Eight of Pentacles, who talks about being diligent and persevering and working hard. And then when you do that, eventually you'll end up like the Page of Wands with limitless potential. And, you won't be a one-trick pony, says the Two of Pentacles. You'll have the opportunity to juggle multiple priorities. Work hard, expand your horizons, as it were, and then you're going to see lots of opportunities to handle multiple priorities. Hey, that was fun. 3D tarot. Gotta like that. Hang on one second here. Let's go ahead and shuffle these cards. They do look awesome together. That's going to be a nice screenshot. All right. Thank you, Tarot World. That was a lot of fun. Lots of good advice from the greatest generation, huh? Okay. So I realize that there's people in the chat. I'm so happy to see you. I'm going to read the chat later. But in the meantime, I'm going to continue. The next thing I'm going to show you is something I previewed on a previous STARCARD podcast. It's an art lesson that turns out to be a science lesson. And by the time I'm done sharing it with you, I think you'll agree with most of the kids who would say, thank goodness Mr. Breakaway turned that art lesson into a science lesson, because this thing is cool. But anyway, let's come back upstairs here. My name is Breakaway Ray, and it's too bright. Wait, let me try again. As you can see, it's not quite daylight. But it still looks cool because it's October, and I wore this special tie. You might not get to see it unless I do this, right? Okay. So anyway, my name is Breakaway Ray. I put the Ray in Breakaway. This is my book, and you can find a link to its description in the, a link to it in the description, I should have said. So this is one of my books, and then the other one of my books is right over, actually, I think it's behind me by the globe there. It's called the Convoluted Autobiography. Just want to let you know that it's there. It's available if you're interested. And then also there's a bunch of other videos that share the similar themes to what we discuss here on STARCARD Podcast. All right, next. All right, it's the art lesson. We're going to go back downstairs. So they give you like so many minutes per day of each subject. But if you can teach across the curriculum, you can double those minutes, right? If you could teach art and science at the same time, suddenly you've made time that wasn't actually there. So what we're going to do, in case you didn't miss this before, hang on a second. Here we go. What we have is in this rectangle, what's going to be a Halloween scene. And then when we cut out that circle, it's going to be a window through which we could see a witch flying through the sky. And then here is the witch flying through the sky. There's some bats in there. We're going to give those a color too. But the fun part is that this rectangle and this rectangle are longer than this one. So when you staple them together with the cutout, it looks very three-dimensional, more of that 3D Thursday theme for you. So anyway, we're going to start with this bit of coloring. Again, hey, you're not going to watch me color the whole thing, I promise. Just want to show you the patterns I would share if we were in the classroom. So on these nearly barren trees are leaves. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick some colors from autumn, which would include a couple of green, but yellows and oranges and reds. And by the way, just by doing that, I've taken my art lesson and I've turned it into a science lesson for elementary school children. I'm saying, remember when you observe the trees and how the leaves change color? Because it's autumn, everybody. So I'm going to take the green and just a couple of these leaves, I'm going to color green. I'm going to do it over here more. Try to make it look like a real scene, like I'm John Turner or somebody. So here's a green one. I'm gonna do about 8 of these, like 5 on this tree, and 1 more right there, and then 3 over here, and then this one flying over there. Okay, so now I'm done with the green colored pencil for right now, and now I'm gonna pick up this cool orange marker. Let's do this one. Yeah, let's do the orange marker so you can see it better. And now what I'm going to do is I've got like brown, yellow, orange, and red, right? So I'm going to take this one, and every 4th leaf I'm going to color orange. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I keep on going like that. Every 4th leaf I count that's not already a color, I give it an orange dot, right? And then, I'll show you. Here we go, a little bit closer. Okay, so it ends up being fun. I like that magic marker look. I prefer colored pencil, but this highlighter came out nice. It's going to look pretty awesome. It's going to stand out a little bit. And then it does end up looking a little bit like some kind of impressionist, like Alfred Sisley stepped in and helped me with my elementary school artwork here. So now let's do the same thing with the red. So every 4th one, I'm going to color red. Let me test this. Yeah, that looks good. So every 4th one, I'm going to color red. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That tree is almost done. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and do whatever this one is. I guess it's a yellow, or is it a different kind of? Yeah, okay, let's check it out. And then I'm going to do the rest of this off camera, but I'm just showing you how we're getting going because we're, again, doing an art and science lesson. And now my favorite part, the brown colored pencil. And then, since I've gone through the cycle of all those colors, I would go back in again and start all over. Wherever there's a blank leaf, I'd count that 1 and go to the next blank leaf. And when I get to 4, give it a color. So let's take a look and see how I'm doing so far. All right, even that little bit that we've done so far, it kind of looks like it's fun to look at. So I'm going to complete this off camera, but I want to show you what happens with the other part, which is the part with the witch. I thought I'd just show that to you. There it is. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I know I have a pencil over here. I'm going to go ahead and I'll turn this around and I'll show you in a second. I'm going to cut this up into sevenths, like so. There we go. That's like 7. Then I would, I'm using a pencil so I can erase it later. I'm going to go ahead and draw in these strips. Okay. Just to show you what I've done so far. Okay. And then here comes more of the science lesson. I want this background to be my sky at dusk. So we're going to color it sunset colors. And I don't have all those colors prepared, thank goodness. I'm going to do it off camera later. But this is my chance to tell the class about the 7 colors of the rainbow. Everybody loves rainbows. So we remember that by the acronym ROYGBIV. Those letters stand for red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. And then you would launch, if you're a teacher, into a little exploration, a little deeper study about those colors. You'd have some other activity to back up this science lesson. So we're going to color in that background, those colors. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this rectangle with the witch on it, and we're going to move it up so that it matches up, and the witch shows up right here in front of the bats. And then we'll put that against our scenery, cut it out, staple it together, and then we have a cool decoration. That's also, it talks about Optimway because you have a 3-dimensional figure. So anyway, that was fun to share with you. I'm not done sharing it with you yet, but I don't mind sharing the fun stuff that we do during the holidays. I mean, I never thought I'd get a chance to share this stuff again. All right, next up. How am I doing on time? Good. Excellent. Here we go. All right. So I'm teasing you, but I'm also happy to share this with you. Here we go. So the first book I want to show you is called Many Lives, Many Masters. Many Lives, Many Masters. Oh no, Breakaway Ray is holding up that word again, metempsychosis. So I know you thought you saw the last of it. Me too, but then I was going on my bookshelf there and I realized I had this book. So this book is Many Lives, Many Masters, and it's by Dr. Brian Weiss, or Weiss. I'm not sure how he pronounces his name, but it's another book like Dolores Cannon's, where this psychiatrist, I think it is, goes ahead and he comes across a unique patient who remembers past lives. And anyway, it ends up being a very quick read. I was surprised how quickly I read it. But another case where, I mean, I'm trying to show that science is documenting this, but the concept of reincarnation has been around for millennia. I mean, it's the foundation of some Eastern religions. It makes a lot of sense too. All right, so I want to share that book with you. Then I've got 2 more books, so we're going to go back downstairs here. All right, I'm doing good. So there's a famous psychic named Ingo Swann, and this is his book, Penetration. Now, I'm speaking to everybody as if you don't know who Ingo Swann is, but if you're watching STARCARD podcast, you've heard of Ingo Swann. But, for the longest time, I never heard about the guy. But of course, he did work on secret projects, black operations. He's a skilled remote viewer. You would classify him or group him in with someone named Pat Price. I think that's the name of another very famous remote viewer. There's a couple of remote viewers whose names will come to me, and they're still alive. And they joined Jeffrey Mishlove on New Thinking Aloud. I think that video link is also in my description today. But anyway, I want to tell you 3 quick stories about Ingo Swann, who apparently enjoyed a good cigar. And one of them is that, they knew the government or whichever secret operation was experimenting, they knew that Ingo Swann had the best psychic skills. So what they did was they invited him in and they said, hey, we got something in what we think is a psychic proof situation, underground, surrounded by lead, almost like a Faraday cage, concrete, etc. And it's a clock down there. And we want to ask you, if not only can you read it, but can you, remotely influence it? So remote viewing is just when you take a look, and remote influencing is when you take a look and then you make an adjustment. So anyway, they invited Ingo Swann in, and yeah, he pulled it off somehow. He did the exercise that he did. He influenced the clock. He adjusted it or changed it. I'm telling you the dynamic of the story. I'm not sure I've got all the details correct. And, the scientists, they had a way to go down there and open it up and check the clock. And they proved that Ingo Swann had adjusted it. So now I got to tell you about these 2 other instances of Ingo Swann remote viewing. Now, when they asked Ingo Swann to remote view, they give him an envelope and they write some coordinates, which are just numbers on it. And then it's, up to Ingo Swann's higher self and his consciousness to project himself to that place and check out what's going on. Well, in one case, the secret organization that was doing the research, these scientists, assign these coordinates that took Ingo Swann to the moon. And of course, he didn't understand that he was on the moon because he was seeing people there, and people were not wearing spacesuits, and he saw evidence of civilization. But he found out later, of course, he found out what it was he was looking at. That's one instance that I recall from the book. And then another instance was, I think this was something that they did off the record. It was just him and some friends saying, the government asked us to do these things, but we could do these things together and we could create our own database. I'm not sure I've got all the details correct there, but that's for sure what's going on nowadays in 2025. There are many websites where you could check out people assembling remote viewing groups, including Tony Rodrigues. I'll be showing you his book in a moment. But anyway, back to Ingo Swann. Ingo Swann and some friends in the city he was in, and then in another city, they coordinated their clocks and they went ahead and they remote viewed Mars. And when they went to planet Mars, again, they saw civilization that was either existing or had existed in the past. It's not as, we were told as it was, it's not as it was portrayed. These are barren rocks with nothing going on. So it was even hard again for Ingo Swann and the other educated people he was working with to understand what was going on, because that's not what they'd heard about what's going on off planet. So I'm going to go ahead and read to you what it says about Ingo Swann. And then, I do have Tony Rodrigues' book right here, by the way. So, Tony Rodrigues is still around, and if you go to Tony Rodrigues, you're spelling it TonyRodrigues. Okay, it's the Portuguese version of the name. He has a Patreon channel. It's kind of easy to look him up. But anyway, he's a secret space program experiencer who's now pursuing education and remote viewing. He's got a couple of remote viewing groups. I'm not in any of them, but I want to let you know about Tony Rodrigues because he's pretty much our Ingo Swann for the 2020s. He's doing some great work, which helps everybody. And what I like is that he has integrity. Anyway, back to Ingo Swann. I'm going to go ahead and read to you what it says. Feels like I should have tagged. I did tag Ingo Swann. Here I go. Extraterrestrials, telepathy, Earthside, and space-side visits to the moon, ultra super secret UFO activities, cover-ups. Ingo Swann reveals a long-held secret series of experiences with a deep black agency whose apparent charter was simple: UFOs and extraterrestrials on the moon, and worries about ET telepathic mind control powers. All the while, he explores the fact that we officially know far more than we're admitting about the moon and Mars. Okay, and here you go. There's a photograph of the author. Okay, and another thought that I have, oh yeah, you guys still need to see the book. So another thought that I have, by the way, is that we have extraordinary cases like Ingo Swann, who probably discovered his psychic abilities and talents on his own, like many of us, okay? But because the times were different in the middle of the 20th century, frequencies were different, exopolitics was different, it's probably much easier for us to start remote viewing and remote influencing as well. So we might as well, number one, be aware of it so that we can control it. And number two, we might as well enjoy it and make sure that whatever we do, doesn't backfire. We don't want it to be one of those monkey's paw situations, where you make a wish and it backfires. Whenever you use your magic, you want to make sure that it floats everyone's boat, which, by the way, so when we talk about remote viewing, we're talking about going someplace and visiting, and then regarding floating everyone's boat, I guess I'm going to come upstairs for this part, see if I can tell the story correctly. So in the description, there's a link to the Typical Skeptic podcast, a special episode they had where Dr. Courtney Brown of the Farsight Institute and Tony Rodrigues were all there, and it was revealed that someone who worked at the Farsight Institute actually assisted Tony Rodrigues by going back in time and remotely influencing how those events came out so that Tony would remember and he would tell us about the secret space program. We let's face it, we've all learned a lot more, about the secret space program because of his input. There are many experiences out there, but the little influence, the little help he got, the little positive remote influence he got from the Farsight Institute got the snowball rolling, as it were. And again, imagine how powerful we could all be as a community if we could use these remote influencing abilities. Anyway, I want to make sure I shared that part. And what we're going to do is we're going to throw the tarot cards, and we're asking the tarot world. I'm not inviting in any special guests, but let's face it, our tarot world is pretty special. And I know that they've got something to say on the topic of remote influencing and remote viewing and how we integrate it into our lives. Because again, we're all changing. It's going to be easier for us to get to know our higher selves better and the energies around us. Let's face it, we're even talking about it now, where a few years ago, maybe it would be more taboo and spooky and woo-woo. Woohoo! Okay, so let's throw some tarot cards. I'm getting some positive feedback from my Post-it notes. Thanks. You're so kind. And, oh yeah, remote viewing comes first. We're just taking a look. And remote influencing, that's a different story. So I'm going to use my regular educational deck. But by the way, when I'm ready to do your readings in a moment, everyone in the audience, if you have a preference of decks, you might as well let me know. They're out now. I didn't take out my other decks. Okay. Hey, Tarot World. Would you care to share your input, please, about remote viewing, remote influencing, how accustomed we should become to those activities? What's in store for us? Let's face it, we've got to consider the ethics of it. You can't just go barging in other people's brains all the time. All right, so hey, Tarot World. We invite you to give us some scholarly input. You understand it better than us. Would you like to comment on remote influencing and remote viewing, please? We appreciate your help. You've never steered us wrong before. is a good place to learn here at StarCard Podcast. Thank you very much. Thanks for the help. Yeah, we want to give a closing statement here. So here we go. Thank you. This is for entertainment purposes only. Let's see if there's a fun message about remote viewing and remote influencing here for us. And we're doing pretty good on time. Oh, okay. So I think I've already proven again that the tarot world is listening. So we're starting off with the magician, the magic of remote viewing and remote influencing. It looks like it may very much be like a continuous message and maybe not so much a separate, but we just got started right off the bat with magic. Okay. And then it's magic done through meditation, says the Four of Swords. Oh, right. So the Lover's card talks about the power of two together. And anyone who's been around StarCard Podcast for a while, you know that to me, Breakaway Ray, the Lover's card talks about the spirit world being right there. So again, to do these kinds of activities, to make this magic happen, you meditate and you go to the spirit world. And then there's give and take. Well, that is true, right? We're talking about floating everyone's boat. You're going to use your energy in such a way that it balances. So in lots of ways, like some masters of the past and present know, it's good not to give off any energy unless it's extremely measured. Keep everything balanced. Whoa, dude. So we're talking about the spirit world and making magic. And then here comes the high priestess. She's like the queen of magic. Let's read what it says on this card. Pretty fun reading right now. The high priestess, intuition, sacred knowledge, the subconscious, divine feminine, trust yourself, sensitivity, purity, and high morals. Not just powerful psychic attributes, but also high morals, discipline, ethics, treating others the way you want to be treated, using your power to float everyone's boat. Yeah. And then the strength card talks about doing it in a strong, powerful way. And don't forget that there's a relationship there between the apparent human and the apparent feline creature there. Okay. You're not just at one with all other human consciousness, but with Mother Earth and all the creatures around us. Everything has consciousness. Everything has consciousness. Then, if you can do those things, you can enjoy the fruits of your labor, says the Nine of Pentacles. Whoa. I'm glad I picked 2 extra cards, but for some reason, the Three of Swords showed up and tells us about heartache. Well, that might be a choice, right? It's a balance. Use your powers for good in a good way, and you can enjoy the fruits of your labor, or the opposite of it. It depends on how you use it, how you exercise your power. Okay, I like that better. Glad I gave that a moment to think about. So let's see if there's a closing message. I got 2 cards over here. And all right, the Hierophant and the Knight of Wands. Basically, the message is go forth and study and do so with gusto. Wow. Well done, Tarot World. That was totally fun. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to StarCard Podcast. And let me get these cards shuffled. So one more time, everybody, if you hit the top fans button, I'm automatically assuming you want me to give you a reading. Okay. And then if you also want a tarot reading, you can type in the message right now, or you can type it in right now, but I'm also going to scroll through the chat real quick and look for anyone who typed in capital letters, tarot, please. Oh yeah, and by the way, I think I might be thinking this almost every time, but I might have to take one of my Raycation days tomorrow. I know we all enjoy getting together on the weekdays in the mornings like this, but tomorrow I may, or I'm not sure I'm going to make it, is what I'm letting you know. But it sure has been a fun week. It's been a great Sci-tober, and now I'm going to get a piece of paper and start writing down the names of the people who want readings. Okay, number one, Mrs. NW5. Hi, Judy. Let me write you down. Number two, Maria Madrigal. Hi, Maria Madrigal. Let's see. Ooh, tarot read question. Okay, Maria Madrigal. We'll get to your question. Thanks for typing in. Oh, and Judy wants the neon deck. Good, everybody. Yeah, use those capital letters. You're making it easy. Okay, so neon deck. Nice. Okay. Let's see. Number one. Number three, Nancy P. Hi, Nancy P. So now I'm going to do the scrolling up the chat thing. Hey, Sally Forth. I want to say good morning. And I just saw very quickly that you ordered both of my books. I want to say I appreciate that very much. I hope you enjoy them. Thank you. Trying to see if there's any other possible tarot requests I'm missing. Okay, so I don't see any other tarot requests, but there's still time, everybody, if you want one. I've got three people so far: Mrs. NW5, Judy, who wants the neon deck, Maria Madrigal, who's got a particular question, and then Nancy P, who just gave me a thumbs up. Cool. All right, so we'll go right to Judy, who wants the neon deck. Fun. Whoops. That was a pretty awesome tarot throw about remote viewing and remote influencing. Anyway, thank you, Tarot World. And now for our friend Judy. This is NW5. Special request from the neon deck. How about a fun, helpful message for Judy, please? Thank you. Ooh. A fun, helpful message for Judy, please. These cards are for Judy. These cards are for Judy. A fun, helpful message for Judy, please. This is so cool. All right. I think that's the way they get thrown this time, Judy. This is for entertainment purposes only. That's my disclaimer. All right. First up, it's the Two of Pentacles. He's balancing things. Then, oh, awesome. It's the Emperor. He's in control and he's kind of invisible. Oh, invisible power. Nice choice on the deck. The Three of Pentacles. I'm trying to remember the Three of Pentacles. Oh, this is the collaboration and the teamwork card and building something new. So multiple priorities, balancing something with invisible power and building something new with a teammate. Cool. The Four of Wands. It's the homecoming card. Celebration. Oh, wow. This looks almost as nice as the pictures I post. Well, the sunset part does. It's the Ten of Swords. Dude, that guy got it right down there by the water. But guess what? The good news is it's the end of a painful episode. So what was that again? It's the homecoming card. We're celebrating that the hard times are over. And sweet. How inspirational is that? There's the Page of Swords. There's new ways to communicate, new ideas. You're looking right at the brightest glowing thing in the sky, and it's really large. That's a lot of illumination you're looking right at. And then gonna give you an opportunity to make a choice. Well, I'm gonna say it's gonna give you an opportunity to entertain in both worlds. You know, you'll have one hand to take care of the 3D, another hand handle the 4D. As you acquire more skills, you'll be able to manipulate the energies around you even more. I mean, check back with me in 2 months. There's gonna be, surprises. Then when you look back and say, wow, I'm even better at this than just like a picture of you, I think, Judy. Anyway, that was really cool and very dramatic with these colors, huh? Thank you very much, Judy. All right, next up, it's Maria Madrigal. So Maria Madrigal, the S coin. Right about, yeah. Are you correctly perceiving what's going on with the S coin? Is there something obstructing a clear view of what Maria Madrigal sees about the S coin? So the Six of Swords here talks about being guided from rougher waters to calmer waters by a divine hand. And I think that this is the deck that actually you could see the ghost, or maybe that's in the stained glass deck. Anyway, I wonder if this card is a suggestion. I wonder if this card is a suggestion that, you take another look. But you know what? Let's throw a couple more cards just to be sure. But this thing kind of popped out right when I asked the question. So, maybe your spirit guides are saying there might be another direction here. Would you like to clarify for me and Maria Madrigal what's up with what she sees on the S coin, please? I want to give her a helpful and inspirational message. Let's just turn them all over. I think you know what that card is. Okay, so the first card we turned over was the Wheel of Fortune, which talks about luck. And then the next card is the Nine of Wands, which talks about gearing up for one last stand, but also having experience and knowing better. And then finally, the Ace of Cups is a very promising card. It's erupting with life and life-giving substances. So anyway, I'm sure the tarot world is probably communicating something to you. You understand better than me. I hope this was helpful. Thank you very much, Maria Madrigal. I sure do appreciate you coming out to the show all the time. Yeah, awesome. Very good, Maria Madrigal. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks. So next up, it's Nancy P. A positive message as we get through the rest of the month. I'm going to go to my stained glass deck. Okay, you know what? I just see someone named Lisa Talcott. Hi, Lisa. I'm not sure if I recognize your name or not, but welcome to STARCARD Podcast. I need to take a moment and write down whatever so I don't forget. Here we go. If I got that right, it's Lisa Talcott. Okay, great. All right, so this is for Nancy P. We're looking for a fun, helpful message. We're going to find the fun, helpful reality of the rest of October for Nancy P. Let's choose the fun, helpful version of October 2025 for Nancy P. We're going to shift from whatever's going on now, and we're going to see everything from that fun and inspirational reality. Those are all the images that are coming in. Images of the fun, inspirational October 2025 for Nancy P. These cards are for Nancy P. These cards are for Nancy P. A fun, inspirational message to get to the fun, inspirational October 2025. All right, let's see what happens, Nancy P. We're going to make it fun and inspirational no matter what. Here we go. First up, it's the King of Wands. He's about overcoming obstacles and seeing the big picture. Can you guys see that big picture? There you go. Yeah, stained glass. Nice. Next up, yay, it's the Star card. So have hope and have faith and look for the star so that you could be inspired. The big picture is, be inspired. Choose that path of inspiration, the path of grace and ease, the thing that brings you joy. And then, bam, you're going to feel like the Queen of Cups, an emotionally balanced, empathic, and empathic person in a situation to show caring for others, showing unconditional love for others. Following that up, you'll see the Page of Cups. I think I need to go to the book again about the Page of Cups. Was the Page of Cups? Oh, yeah, the Page of Cups is the happy surprise guy. Oh, yeah. So, again, the big picture is, imagine that the whole big picture is inspirational and giving you hope and a step towards something even more beautiful the next day. And then you'll end up like the Queen of Cups in a situation like, you're like the Uber grandma in a way. You can take care of everybody. And then, you'll have a happy surprise in that situation. Surprise, you're in the awesome October you were looking for. Yeah, that's something like before you go to bed, remember to choose that reality, okay, and let your subconscious work on it. Okay, and then following that, the Knight of Swords shows up and encourages you to pursue that, industriously and energetically as fast as you can so that you have a happy Halloween. It's the Devil card. That is a nice Halloween image, isn't it? But the Devil card says, let go of something you don't need anymore. Just let it go. And that's like a nice message, we're talking about making sure you look for the positive reality, and then you're going to manifest it in a positive, conscious, deliberate way. And you're going to leave, negative October behind. Yay. That's a great message. Way to go, Tarot World. That was cool. All right. Now, I appreciate, you're welcome. Wrong deck. I want to shuffle these real quick. Yeah, very good, Nancy. You're very welcome. Right on, exactly. And then, so Lisa Talcott, I've seen your message in the chat. I'm not going to repeat it on air, but I know the word that you used, and we're going to do our best to see if there's a helpful, inspirational message for you about that particular word. So Hey, Tarot World, we could use your help right now. Lisa Talcott has a particular message, she could use some help with. We invite you to comment, please. So how about a positive, inspirational, helpful message for Lisa Talcott? Thank you. A positive, helpful message for Lisa, please. These cards for Lisa Talcott. These cards are for Lisa Talcott. A positive, helpful, fun message for Lisa Talcott, please. Okay. These cards are for Lisa. Okay. Let's see if there's a positive, helpful message here. This is for entertainment purposes only. Here we go. Yay. So start at the beginning, says the Fool card. Start at the beginning with the place where it hurts, says the Three of Hearts. There's some kind of exchange that goes on, some kind of giving and taking, says the Six of Pentacles. And the Queen of Swords says you were right. Start at the beginning. Was there a pain that was caused because somebody overgave, for example? Maybe I'm sharing my own experiences here, but did someone gaslight you or gyp you or break a promise because you were right the whole time? You had integrity. Anyway, that's just the dynamic I see. I'm quite sure that if there's a message here, you can interpret the energies of the card yourself. We're not even quite done yet, Lisa. Let's see what else is here. Well, the Ten of Swords talks about there being, the end of a painful episode. That's good news. For example, just having you ask about it, it's recognition. And I think, hang on a second. I just wrote this down yesterday. Yeah, I wrote it down right here. It's, I'm going to read to you from the 12 laws of karma. And the one that it reminds me of, number 3, law of humility. Accept reality before you can change it. Accept reality before you can change it. You've done that. You're accepting reality. You're ready to change it. You've already figured out where it all came from, because you figured it out. You were right. The truth is clear. So happy surprise. Page of Cups. Yay. It's the it's the King of Wands. That's the big picture. So I'm not sure if there's a way to assist you with that concept, but the story I see here is if you start at the beginning with wherever it hurt, and you balance things out, you'll set everything straight. You'll have the end of a painful episode, the challenging episode behind you. You'll be pleasantly surprised at how you overcame those obstacles, and now you sit on the throne and you're totally in charge. That feels inspirational to me. It sure was fun to tell that story with these wonderful images. Thank you very much for inviting me to read, Lisa. I wish you luck with your pursuit. Okay, I see Puck Elf is here. Hi, Puck Elf. And I see Silent Dreamer here. Hello, Silent Dreamer. Okay, let's see. I wonder, I think that's the last person I had on my list. So unless I'll stay here a second in case I see someone else ask for a reading. I got a couple minutes. But otherwise, if there's no one else who wants a reading, remember, I may not be showing up tomorrow. And then as we head into the weekend, I force myself to take a break. But I love coming out and throwing tarot cards for everybody. But nevertheless, if I'm not here, I hope you all have a good weekend. Thank you very much for subscribing and participating. Okay. So, all right. Well, please like, share, subscribe, comment, and be good to yourselves. Be good to yourself first so you can be good to other people too. All right. Thank you, everybody.